Welcome back to FM Story. We are about to begin season 11 of the Glory Hunt Save, and somehow, after that disastrous first season, we've managed to survive to at least begin a second season with PSG. There's been quite an upheaval in the squad. Some players leaving through choice, some being forced out, and some pretty decent quality players being signed to replace them. So without further ado, let's get into the action. So firstly, looking at the outgoings, we sold Angel Alacon to Brentford for 31.5 million. And then the likes of Mbappe, Colomwani, Militao went out at the end of the contracts. Some of those more through our choice. In the case of Militao and Colomwani, Mbappe, we tried to get him to sign a new contract and he refused it. We then sold Manuel Ugarte for 23.5 million. We got up to 8.5 million for Octavia and up to 9 million for Augustin GI. And then the incoming, so we did actually some business before the end of the season that were to be done after the season finished. So players we signed before we knew we were going to be kept on. A couple of players from South America. Firstly, Franco Mastantuono from River Plate, 25-year-old, not played international football, but can play anywhere behind the front man, can touch play as the front man. Very good physically in terms of pace, acceleration, agility, balance, good flair, good technique, good dribbling. Perhaps a bit weak in terms of the determination and concentration and bravery and things like that. But hopefully he can put in a big performance when we need it. And then the one of the two that I was most interested in signing, actually, and at one point it looked like we were only going to be able to sign one of the two. But Elton from Palmeiras just made his debut for Brazil during the summer. Again, really good with physicals in terms of acceleration, agility, stamina, pace. Not great in the air, but in terms of jumping reach, but good first touch, good passing, good technique, flair, leadership, determination. He looks like he could be a real player for us. We'd already done a deal to bring in Florian Wirtz at the end of his contract. That deal was done practically as soon as we knew that Mbappe was leaving. In January, we did that deal. Lucas Fontana, who we had on loan last season, that was a loan deal with a mandatory buy fee. So he's joined us, has improved throughout the season, did okay in the first season, but hopefully now can really kick on in his second season at PSG. And then the only other signing we've made is to sign Jean Poche from Toulouse. It weakens someone who in our division, but he looks a really top class player. 24-year-old. He's only played 7 times for Belgium, but he's got 3 goals. Good dribbling, passing technique, great mentals, pretty decent physicals by and large as well. He's a pretty big bloke as well, so hopefully he can be a star player for us this season. With all of those transfers, we are looking at switching up the formation into a diamond. We've got a lot of sort of centrally players and not too many wide players, especially with Mbappe having gone. We can play Mbata through the middle if we need to. So hopefully this formation will suit us a bit better than the many formations we tried in last season's disastrous campaign. We've had a bit of a hit and miss pre-season, which isn't the best because we start on the opening day of the season away at defending champions Nice, who beat us at their ground in the Ligue and knocked us out of the Coupe de France in the semi-final at their ground as well. So hopefully we can go on and pick up a result. They've obviously, looking at that, got some key players out. Bruno Pavard was a big thorn outside last season. They've got Victor Gyökeres now, who's out. Warren Zaire is the only player missing for us who's suspended, and hopefully we can get the season off to a good start. Right, so this is the team we've picked for the trip to Nice. We've gone with Bacciarina instead of Zaire Emery to partner Florian Wirtz in front of Vitinha. We've got Pochet at the number 10 role, Fontana and Mbata up front. We need to get off to a good start. My job's already insecure before the season even started, so we could do with beating Nice here just to get everyone to calm down a touch. So we're going with the diamond, they're going with the 4-2-3-1. Right, a throw for them in our half. Castro, Mitage, Diamande. Fontana gets back and wins it off him and brings it forward. Looks to go over the top from Barta. It's headed out by them. And now they're on the attack again. Churam. Wirtz gets back to win it. Barta over the top for Fontana. He's through. That is exactly the start we need. We've got into them. We've won a few challenges. And then a ball over the top. Fontana runs onto it. So Wirtz gets back to cut that ball out. And Barta takes a touch, lifts it over the centre half. Fontana takes it down, gets in front of the defenders and just fires across the keeper for 1-0. Right, a corner for them. We've got a head on it. And then they've lashed a volley high and wide. Right, they're doing most of the attacking in this game here. We've forced them back to the keeper. Diamande on the left. Right, they're doing well at keeping the ball, but Wirtz nicks that one. Push it to Bacciarina, and Barta must have been offside there. He's only about 10 yards offside, surely. Yeah. Oh, it's actually a hell of a lot closer than it looked, but he's definitely offside. Right, they've got the ball in the wrong box. They've gone long. And Martin has just misjudged that completely. And we've got away with one there. He just let the ball go fly over his head and then still stepped up. 1-0 half time. It's very much been all them. We've had one shot, we've scored it. Yeah, I don't know what to make of that performance. Away from home against the defending champions, ordinarily pretty decent, but slightly disappointed of what we've done with the ball. And it looks like we're going to have to make a change already because Pochet looks absolutely knackered. Right, so Pochet's come off at half time. Elton's come on for his debut. Right, Vitinha nicks the ball. Barta onto Wirtz. Into Fontana. Hits the woodwork. Wirtz now to Vitinha. Out to Powells. Nuno Mendes with a throw. Bacciarina back to Mendes. Martinez looking for Bacciarina has been cut out. But Vitinha nicks it back. Wirtz just couldn't keep it down. It's a lot of action that's happening in the first 2 minutes of the second half there. Right, not an awful lot happening in the second half. They've got a throw in their own half. Vitinha wins it. Bacciarina from distance, first time. Somehow that's gone into the back of the net and puts us 2-0 up, and that's a bit of a nice cushion that we needed there. So Vitinha nicks it and then just plays it infield, and Bacciarina just swings at it first time, and somehow it flies into the back of the net. Mendes with a free kick, and Barta got on the end of it, and that's now 3-0. 2 goals in quick succession to hopefully secure the 3 points. Mendes just chips it, and Barta gets there on the volley. The keeper gets his hand to it and can't keep it out. It is a new goalkeeper for them because they sold their other goalkeeper in the summer, the one that won Goalkeeper of the Year in the league. Mendes swings in a corner. It's headed clear as far as Fontana. Yoro back to Vitinha, Antonio Silva to Mendes, going on the outside, pulls it back to Bacciarina, Antonio Silva, Mendes across, gives the ball away, but we've kind of half won it back. Bacciarina now bends one into the bottom corner from distance for his second goal of the game. 4-0, and we are demolishing the defending champions away from home. It's a bit of a mess here because they win it back. Elton and their player getting away. Fontana just pokes it out, and Bacciarina just opens his body up and guides it into that bottom corner. And there we go, full time, 4-0. Overall, not the best of performances, but certainly the perfect result to get our season up and running. We're now into the middle of September, and since that opening day victory over Nice, things have gone a bit bonkers both on the pitch and off the pitch. So off the pitch first, since that opening day of the season, we've sold Boubacar Kamara and we've sold Lenny Yoro on deadline day. In terms of the incomings, the first player we signed was a 20-year-old Landry Fayet from Lorient. Just could not look past that dribbling, finishing, first touch, composure, and the physicals, the pace and the acceleration as well. And he started exceptionally well. In 5 games for us, he scored 5 goals, having gone 8 games without a goal before we signed him. We then went back to Real Madrid and signed a player that we've now signed 3 times in the save. We went and signed Ewan Andre as cover at left back because we didn't have that much cover for Nuno Mendes. And there was a couple of times last season when he was pretty injured. And those physicals, man, just the pace, the strength, stamina, the jumping reach. He's 6'4" as well. Just a real quality player who can challenge Nuno Mendes for that first choice left back position. Can also add a push if we need him to play wide left, and can play centre half. And then with Lenny Yoro going, it was a deal that never really bore fruit. He never really showed what we thought he would show. We actually managed to make a profit on him selling him to Man City. And then we've gone to Bayern Munich just to get some experience in that back line and signed Matthijs de Ligt, who started his time at the club well in the 3 games he's played. Now, we started the season with an insecure job and then beat Nice 4-0 on the opening day of the season. We then went to Stade Rennes and were pretty atrocious for most of the game, and then conceded a goal where a shot from the edge of the box hit the post and then hit the back of Diego Costa's head after he dived to try and save the shot. And at that point, the job was still insecure, and we got a message before the next game against Lyon, which said that if we lost, we were in danger of getting sacked. So we took the lead through Florian Wirtz. They equalised sort of less than 10 minutes later, and at half time, a change was needed. So we went away from the 4-4-2 diamond that we started the season with and went to a 4-2-3-1, and then just dominated the second half. Rodrigo picked up 2. El Sayed got 1, and we ran out pretty comfortable 4-1 victors. And then we stuck with a 4-2-3-1, and then we won 7-1 against Strasbourg with Landry Fayet picking up a hat-trick. We won 6-0 against Saint-Etienne with Florian Wirtz picking up a hat-trick. We won 7-0 away at Dunkirk with Lucas Fontana picking up a hat-trick. We then had the opening Champions League game, took the lead against Man City, but then were pegged back for a 1-1 draw. We then went into a home game against Lorient and won 7-0. And then we beat Atletico 2-0 in the most recent Champions League phase game. Unfortunately, in that game, Nuno Mendes picked up an injury. He's going to be out for about 4 weeks. So even more glad now, especially with him popping up with a goal there, that we picked up Ewan Andre before the transfer deadline. We've got 1 game left before the international break, which is a home game against Metz. And we are top of the table. We've got 6 wins from 7 games. Auxerre second, Rennes third, Nice, the defending champions, down in 6th. We have a plus 32 goal difference after 7 games. In those 7 games, we've kept 4 clean sheets. In the other 3 games, we've conceded a goal a game. We've scored 35 goals in 7 games, conceded 3. Hopefully we can keep this up. The job status is now not insecure. We're now back to stable. In fact, actually, we've gone past stable and we're in a secure position now. So let's hope we can keep this up, because we need to do so much better than last season in the league if we're going to achieve the aims that have been set for us. So this is the side we've picked for the Mets game. We're going with the back 4 of Powell's, El Sayed and Silva, with Andre playing at left back. We've got Vitinha and Zaire Emery in front of them, and Barter wide right, Wirtz coming in off the left, Poche behind, Fontana up front, and hopefully we can continue scoring the goals that we've scored. We're going up against a 4-2-3-1 as well. Pretty quiet start of the game, but Wirtz with the corner for us towards the back post. El Sayed rises above 2 at the back post, powers his header past the keeper, and puts us 1-0 up. Just delivers it right to the right spot. In fact, he gets up above 3 of them at the back post and powers the header, give the keeper no chance. Diego Costa with a goal kick. Antonio Silva with the ball at the back. Wide to you and Andre. Zaire Emery to El Sayed. Now Powell's on the right hand side with loads of space. He goes down the line to Mbata. He crosses, comes all the way through to Wirtz at the back post. And that's 2-0 after 26 minutes. And we're flying again. Just a lovely ball down the line. And Mbata's got loads of space to run into. Just drills it in low. It might have got a nick off a defender. And then Wirtz just fires home at the back post. You and Andre with the throw. Poor one. And Vitinha wins it back. Wirtz back to Zaire Emery. Fontana turns, finds Powell's on the overlap. Back to Fontana. A narrow angle, and he drags it so far wide it goes out for a throw-in. Right, Lamine with a corner for them. Diego Costa comes and claims it. Right, El Sayed out to Powell's. Down the line again from Barter. Pulls it back to the edge of the area to Zaire Emery, driving into the box. And the keeper stayed up big, made a great save. It goes behind for a corner that Wirtz is going to take. In towards the far post. El Sayed was trying to get up there again. It's cleared. Vitinha back to El Sayed. And there we are. Half time, 2-0 up. Pretty decent performance so far, but we could still be better in the second half. Right, we've made one change at half time. We've taken off Pochette. We've moved Wirtz into the number 10 role. Fontana's gone up to the left. And Landry Fayette's come on up front. Very little happening so far in the second half. Right, Rodrigo on the left. Pulls it back to you and Andre. He's run off the ball there. But they've lumped it forward. El Sayed heads it down to Vitinha. And Barter to Wirtz. Fayette. Keeper makes a block of a save and then somehow doesn't get down to pick the ball up. And there's Rodrigo to pounce and make it 3-0. It's a strange bit of goalkeeping, that. So Wirtz helps it on to Fayette. He shoots. Keeper just parries it and then just doesn't get anywhere near the rebound. And Rodrigo was there to make it 3-0. Antonio Silva with a free kick. Zaire Emery. Back to Antonio Silva. Bacciarina turns with the ball. Wide to Powell's. back to Bacciarina, and then all the way back to El Sayed. Powell's El Sayed now. Bacciarina in to Zaire Emery. You and Andre making the overlap on the left. Cuts in, squares it, and there's Mastantuono. Surely that's not offside to make it 4-0. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. So Zaire Emery to you and Andre drives forward, cuts in, and then just toe pokes it. And then there's Mastantuono at the back post just to turn it home for 4-0. How did they ever think that? Unless they're talking about Fayette being in front of the goalkeeper, that was never ever going to be an offside decision. And there we go. Full time, 4-0. Another dominant win. And things are looking a hell of a lot better than they did last season. And there we are. Season 11 has started with a bit of a bang. 7 wins from 8 to start the season in the league. We've scored 39 goals in the league and only conceded 3 as well. And as we said, it couldn't be much worse than last season. In fact, it's so much better. And I don't know that it doesn't feel like we've got as good a squad as we had last season, but things just seem to have clicked. So join us next time to see if that can continue. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you then.